So our topic for today is pressure groups and political parties. A pressure group is a group of people who are organized actively for promoting and defending their common interest. They promote their interest, they defend their common interest, and they do so by exerting pressure on the government. They are called pressure groups because they attempt to bring a change in the public policy by exerting pressure on the government. It acts as a liaison between the government and its members. Pressure groups have become a very important part of an administrative system. These groups try to pressurize the administrative and political system of a country so that they ensure that their interests are promoted, or to see that at least their interests are not relegated to the background, their interests are not completely ignored. So they ensure that their interests are promoted, or at least they are not relegated to the background. Now, pressure groups and political parties, differences and similarities. First point, political parties contest elections and try to capture political power, whereas pressure groups neither contest elections nor do they try to capture political power. Second point, pressure groups are concerned with specific programs and issues, and their activities are confined to the protection and promotion of the interests of their members by influencing the government or parties in power. Third point, political parties have well-trained cadres who are engaged in continuous political mobilization of the masses. Pressure groups generally do not have cadres and do not directly deal with people. Because they do not have to directly deal with people, so they don't need well-trained cadres to engage political mobilization of the masses. So political parties have cadres, whereas pressure groups, they do not need cadres, they do not have cadres because they do not have to deal directly with the people. Next, pressure groups have far greater flexibility compared to political parties, as they do not go to people and stake their claims for power. Fourth point, this is the fifth one, Fifth point, pressure groups are relatively more temporary than political parties. A pressure group may appear for a short time. Pressure group is temporary. It may appear for a short time if it does not present any long-term program. Its programs are generally short range. When their objectives are fulfilled, then they cease to exist. So they are short-lived and temporary. Last point, pressure groups can act as alternatives to the inadequacies of political parties. Political parties have not been able to present the interests of the dominant groups as adequately and fully as one would expect them to. Most of the political parties compete for the same social base, which results in not much difference between one party program and the other. This has left enormous gaps in the socio-economic system. These gaps have come to be filled by pressure groups. Now, techniques through which pressure groups influence policies. How do pressure groups influence policies? Pressure groups adopt different methods to realize their goals. These methods include cordial rapport with political party in power, resorting to agitational methods, and so on. Pressure groups finance the political parties during election. And once the parties receive financial support, they cannot oppose these groups and their interests. They resort to broadly 3 different techniques in securing their purposes. Pressure groups resort to 3 different techniques in securing their purposes: electioneering, lobbying, and propagandizing. Electioneering, they try to place in public office persons who are favorably disposed towards the interests they seek to promote. वो पब्लिक ऑफिस में ऐसे लोगों को बिठा देते हैं, ऐसे लोगों को वहाँ पे पोस्टिंग करवा देते हैं जो उनके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के हिसाब से काम करें, जो प्रेशर ग्रुप्स के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के हिसाब से काम करें. अब अगर वो ऐसा नहीं कर पाते तो दूसरे मेथड पे आते हैं लॉबिंग, जो लोग ऑलरेडी पब्लिक ऑफिसेज में हैं वो उन्हें परस्यूएड करते हैं कि वो प्रेशर ग्रुप्स के हिसाब से काम करें. ट्राइंग टू परस्यूएड पब्लिक ऑफिसर्स whether they are initially favorably disposed towards them or not, to adopt and enforce the policies that they think will prove most beneficial to their interest. And the third point, propagandizing, trying to influence public opinion and thereby gain an indirect influence over the government, since the government in a democracy is substantially affected by public opinion. So when they influence public opinion, government will have to government gets affected by public opinion, so they will have to work according to pressure groups somewhat. Now finally, pressure groups influence policy making and policy implementation in government through legal and legitimate methods like lobbying, correspondence, publicity, propagandizing, petitioning, public debating, maintaining contacts with legislators and so on. However, sometimes they also try to resort to illegal and illegitimate methods like strikes, violent activities and corruption, which damages public interest and administrative integrity. By mobilizing and organizing masses, pressure groups have widened the base of public participation as well as creating a responsive political and administrative system. They help in social integration, political articulation, and act as catalysts for change. Thank you.